Shadow Shades would be on the red side. First band Zig's gonna come out from the Shurima Scorpions. Jarvan the fourth banned out by Shadow Shades. Zillion band, so double Z champions coming out from the Shurima Scorpions. Nidalee being banned away. Interesting seeing how she's been nerfed, being banned away. I'm not sure that's a comfort pick for anyone on the Shurima Scorpions. We'll have to see. Maokai being banned away. Looks like we actually might get Chris Hansen in here. Do some casting. We'll have to see what's going on. So Zareth being banned away as the last ban by the Shadow Isle Shades. Why try? Gonna be first to pick. Gonna hover over Lucian. Gonna lock that in. They very much value the Lucian ED carry. Tristana got through this game. We'll see if the Shadow Isle Shades go for it, and they're gonna instantly go for it. And Zed, another really powerful pick in this patch. So Zed gonna get snatched up. So Lucian was valued over Tristana, a little bit safer than picking a Tristana, as his laning phase is a lot stronger. Tristana's laning phase is notoriously weak and greedy. We'll have to see if the sliced on that Lucian can really punish the AD carry. I'm not sure who it is on the Shadow Shades. We'll have to see. I think it's me, but I cannot recall at this moment. Lone Scout gonna hover over Kha'Zix. D-sliced, likely picking for YHRI. Gonna hover over that Braum. YHRI does love Braum almost as much as he likes Morgana at this point. I think that's what he told me, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what he could do on that champion. Did well in the first game we saw with him. We'll see what he can do this game. Plague and Fishman are picking for the Shadow Isle Shades. So far they just picked power picks. We'll see what they choose to really round out their comp. Gonna go with that Morgana, likely the support for Plague. So relatively weak lane, bottom lane for the Shadow Isle Shades. As I'm not sure if Lucian Braum is a very aggressive lane. If Braum can land a Q, Lucian can almost instantly proc the stun. But Morgana's really good at preventing that with her Black Shield. It's gonna be a kind of the weaker lane, more passive lane. But if they can get ahead, those bindings will be deadly, and Fishman gonna lock in the Amumu. Back-to-back Amumu games, so very popular in Sirius Gaming League. Is that Amumu? Thrash Spear Eye. Gonna hover over Rise and Demasters, looking at an Ahri. So these are the makings of what I would assume is a pick comp with that Kha'Zix, Braum, Ahri, a lot of, and the Rise lockdown, and a high damage. Really gonna look to get picks going in towards the mid-game. The Master gonna lock in that Ahri with Thrash Spear, lock in the double AP comp with the Rise. We'll have to see. Thrash Spear will lock that in as the timer expires. So we got a full composition from the blue team, and instantly hovering over Vlad is going Ash to Mouth. We'll see what he goes with. Hovering over a couple of champions. We're back over to Azir. We'll see what he goes with. But the composition from the blue team will be Lucian Braum bottom lane, likely Rise top and Ahri middle, and Kha'Zix in the jungle. We don't know what the top laner is for. Oh, now we do. Now we know the top laner for the Shadow Isle Shades. It's gonna be Aurelia. Underclopped will take that into the top lane. See what he can do with that. Smeeb is actually is the AD carry for the Shurima, for the Shadow Shades. And they both start with S's. And they both have multiple S's. I'm gonna mix them up, I know it, guys. Bear with me. I don't have Vamps here to correct me. As the timer ticks down, we will go into the spectator delay, and then we will have the infamous Why I Try delay. We all know it and love it. But we'll see what else we could talk about here. We can talk about Purple Team's comp a little bit. They've got kind of a wonky composition in a sense. They have this Amumu, which is usually this team fighting jungler with the AoE ultimate, but they have a lot of pick composition pieces with Aurelia, Morgana, and Zed. And they have his late game hyper carry in Tristana, and they have ways to protect her, but they also have really good ways of getting a pickup. So they have a lot of interesting dynamics if they are able to play them right. We'll have to see. They definitely have an interesting team fight. It's with the Morgana Mumu. Those ultimates going to become really in the clutch for the Shadow Isle Shades. We'll have to see what they can pull off. Summoner spells are revealed. Both top laners taking teleport. Unlike last game, we're going to see teleport really come into action here. I think Aurelia has the slight advantage in the top lane once she gets some levels. Ryze will probably bully her around with the Q spam early, but once Aurelia can get to maybe level 4, 5, and she really starts leveling up that true damage, she's going to be a pretty hard to deal with for Ryze. Ryze's going to have that root. Aurelia does reduce the duration with her passive, and she has built-in tenacity as her passive, depending on how many people are around her. So we'll see how the action goes up in the top lane, and see how the top laners play it out. Going over to the jungle, it's going to be interesting to see if Lone Scout chooses to invade Fishman. He does have the Kha'Zix, really strong at dueling early with the isolation damage in the jungle, if he can get Amumu away from the red buff. Or away from any of his buffs. I wouldn't be surprised if Lone Scout maybe starts with blue and maybe tries to catch Amumu at his red and really make an impact there. We'll see what he can do. He's got strong laners in the top and mid in the early game. If there's any shenanigans he wants to pull, he likely can get away with it. So we'll have to see what he can do. I'm not sure what he'll go with. I haven't seen too much of Lone Scout's play, but he is playing Kha'Zix into an Amumu, so we'll see what he can do. But likely Mumu gonna try to farm up, gonna try to get some ganks off when he can, but gonna really try to get level 6 for those really strong ganks with that ultimate. And into the mid lane, we've got Ahri versus Zed. And I don't know too much about mid lane. I wish Vamps was here to school me on this lane matchup. But we'll have to see. If I had to guess, I would guess Ahri, but I have absolutely no clue, guys, on mid lane. That's a foreign country to me. I don't know anything about it. Loading into the game. We can start talking about bottom lane once we load in. Oh yeah, it was Tristana Morgana versus Braum Lucian, and I have to give the slight edge to the Braum Lucian as they're going to be the aggressors. Morgana is going to have that black shield, of course, to really stifle the Braum Lucian aggression, but Lucian just really strong laning early. Is going to be able to bully around Tristana in this lane. Regardless of what Morgana tries to do, not going to be able to block the physical damage with the black shield. So Lucian will have his way with Tristana. Unless Morgana can really make D-Slice think twice, if Play can hit his bindings onto D-Sliced and really make him think twice about going in, because Tristana will outrange him at all points through the entirety of this game, regardless of level. Lucian only got a 525 range. Tristana has a 550 base range, so she's got 25 range on him. So if he gets binded, Tristana can get some free hits on. Lucian can't respond. if she's at far enough range. So if there can be if they can make D-Slice think twice about going in and chunk him, they could turn this lane. There's outplay potential, but the strength in Lucian, there is so much strength in Lucian early. We'll have to see what will happen. These are the two marquee AD carries of pretty much everyone of the Western world right now. Pretty much you see these guys pick their bands in almost every single solo queue game at this point. Braum Morgana. Morgana's fallen off a little bit lately with the rise of Janna in play. I'm not sure why. Morgana she got some nerfs to her E, lost a little bit of her shield, so it's easier to be broken now at early ranks. Morgana still has the insane dark binding strength. It's so strong, and does provide pick potential throughout the entirety of the game. We'll see what the Shadow Isle Shades can do with it, and of course the teamfight prowess of the Soul Shackles is just incredible. If you can get a good ulti off, you can just turn a team fight. So we'll have to see. We're at 50% through the UI tri-load. It's pretty good. And he's ticking up. We'll get there. Guess we can look at skins. We got not too many in this game. Only 6. Striker Lucian, Professor Eyes, Foxfire Artie. Coming up from the Shurima Scorpions, and Firefighter Tristana, Nightblade Aurelia, and Shockblade Zed for the Shadow Isle Shades. Not a big fan of any of the Rise skins. They don't tend to really... There's no particle changes on any of the Rise skins. I think that's one thing that's lacking with Rise skins. Kind of cool if they made a skin for him that actually had particle changes. And that we're through the load time. We're gonna get into this game, and here we go. Gonna have to wait for the awkward spectator delay that is now on spectating games when you first start. See when we get in. Still waiting. There we go. And now we're into the game. Stardiam's gonna get picked up fast and furious here. Standard items so far coming out. Zed gonna go start with a longsword. Starting to see that more and more with the nerf to Doran's Blade. People switching over to longsword start if they're not against a lane where they're exactly gonna get bursted down early. Longsword does build into pretty much is a major component in a lot of Zed's items, whether it's Brutalizer, Bridgewater Cutlass, or even a Hex Drinker if he chooses to go that route against Ahri. Gonna be building into a lot of his items, so does allow him to get to his items a little bit quicker. And Rise, typical start with the Mana Crystal. Try gonna get binded, gonna take some damage from Zmeeb and Plague. Goes really low, probably gonna have to recall that. That's a lot of health loss. Yeah, he's gonna recall.
30 seconds.
Rise starting with that Sapphire Crystal, trying to get to a tier of the guys as quickly as possible, and then onto a Catalyst to protect her, and then once he gets his Rod of Ages, that's when his power is going to start building up, and that's when Rise is slowly going to start getting scary. But that's left for at least 15 minutes in the game bouts if Rise rushes those two items. Standard starts from the laners. The Morgana really good at proccing that Spell Thief's Edge, and Braum, the melee tank, gonna look to build up to that face of the mountain. Standard starts, mirrored starts from the jungler, so no invade likely from Lone Scout on this Kha'Zix. Gonna play it a little safer. Gonna secure his red buff, then hop over to his blue. Not gonna likely go across map to invade Mumu. Getting a leash from both bottom lanes, going to leash. the Master, and going Ash the Mouth. They were two of the top picks in this draft. We'll see what they can do in this lane matchup. Early poke going down, Smeep getting a explosive shot onto D-Sliced. Getting some auto harass as well, so there's the Dark Binding. And Smeep gonna get some a free auto onto D-Sliced as D-Sliced gets a piercing light onto Plague. Binding lands on a Y try. More damage getting put down by Plague. Ward gets dropped to spot out those bindings before they come. Going Ashmal gets charmed and a Q lands. He gets chunked a little bit in this lane. Gonna have to try to health potion. D-Sliced. And Zmeev just farming up this lane. D-Sliced looking to maybe push this lane. Does use a Pierce Lane through the entire creep wave. Top lane underclopped. Takes some harass from Thresh Spear Eyes Rise. Already pushed under turret. Oh, Binding lands onto Y try. Gonna throw out the shield to block most of the any damage coming from Zmeev and reduce it. In the jungle, Lone Scout tries to find Fishman. The charm lands onto going Ash for the Mouth. Lone Scout gonna slow him. The auto attacks are coming through from Damasta. Not gonna be enough to take him down. Going Ash Mouth already out of health potions though. Going very low in this lane. Gonna try to stand up with those health potions. But now Ari with still both her health potions still left to go. Gonna have an advantage in this lane. Underclop taking a lot of damage from this Rise. And there's a pause. Likely, maybe some lag. We'll have to see what's going on. Hopefully not too long. So interesting choice. I think Relia started with a ward. I did not realize this. She did not go back, so that she started with that ward. I'm not sure why a top laner would start with a ward, unless you were planning something with that ward as a team to get that ward out early, but the ward's not placed out yet. They didn't use it to get any early vision. I wonder if Aurelia is going to be kicking herself now that she got that ward and not a couple health potions, and really allow her to survive this lane a little bit smoother against this Rise early. As I said, I think Rise has the advantage of the early levels just because he's ranged and can really throw that Q spam out. The magic damage is coming through onto Aurelia, but Aurelia not choosing to pick up extra sustain, picks up a ward. Kind of scared of that Kha'Zix, but it's gonna be worrisome if she's gonna take too much damage, and she's gonna have to be forced back and burn that teleport early. Maybe not even pick up any real items early. Aurelia's likely underclopped, disconnected. So that was the issues right there. Likely gonna try to reconnect or fix his lag. Might be a reason why he's having trouble in the lane. So early on, no kills have happened. 200 gold leads to blue, but that's nothing substantial. Over to the Shurima Scorpions. For those joining us now, this is a match between the Shurima Scorpions and the Shadow Isle Shades. Shurima Scorpions on the blue side, Shadow Isle Shades are on the red side. I haven't been able to update stream titles. That was my bad, guys. Kinda totally forgot about that, and I will do better to fix that in the future. Yeah, Underclub having some connection issues. Could be Rai, could be him. We'll have to see. Likely him, as he's the only one experiencing these problems at the moment. And as we're getting towards the 27-minute mark, I will block that with chat. So if anyone's in chat. So I want to block the map because right now the game is, if it's still paused, Or if they even unpause, they could check the mini-map right now to see where everyone is. So, don't want to give that advantage over to anyone right now. Know where any junglers may be. Yeah, long pause coming out here. Teams each have 15 minutes each, so Underclopped's got some time to figure out what's bugging him. Get back in this game. So far, Damaso has a 10 CS lead on Zed, so I guess I was a little right on the prediction there. I'll call that dumb luck, though, because I seriously had no clue how that would turn out. I assumed Ahri would have an advantage due to the range, so she could auto-harass in that lane, where Zed really doesn't have the option to do that. So, Ahri right now has a dominant position with Zed having no health potions, really has no reason to, can't really justify going back at this point as he's got so little farm, not enough gold to really purchase anything substantial, so he doesn't really want to back so soon, but he might have to if Damaster really pushes him to his limit and maybe force him back to base. We'll have to see. Bottom lane's going pretty even. Plague has done really well to really stop the aggression so far of D-Slice. It has not been long into the game, but has landed a binding already, at least one already. And Zamiba's been able to get some good harass onto D-Sliced. Really trying to push him off. We'll have to see what they could do in this bottom lane. Looks like everyone's chatting about in the all chat. Not gonna show that though, just in case. Never know what they could be talking about. Hopefully this pause doesn't last too much longer. Hope Underclopped can get in the game, because it would really be unfortunate if the Shadow Isle Shades have to play this out with only 4 members. That would be rather unfortunate. But in fairness to the Shurima Scorpions, they cannot eat up all the pause time. Yes, go Cloud9 tonight, guys. Maybe staying up late. It's 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, I believe, East Coast time. Will be Worlds. I can't wait to watch it. I'll probably stay up this time. Underclopped is reconnected. Oh, praise be to Jesus, he's back. But yes, go C9. I hope they can put up the same kind of performance TSM did. TSM did struggle, but they did pick up a game win, and as a big TSM fan from all the way back at Season 1, I'm very proud of them. Oh no, and he's gone. Praise not be to Jesus. I mean, there was I don't know if everyone saw this on Reddit today, but there was a story saying Faker thinks C9 will win. Well, does that mean anything? I don't know. Hey, people can hate on TSM, but it's I'm loyal to my teams. But TSM's been my team since Season 1 Worlds. Them and Epic Gamer, and then Dyrus left Epic Gamers, so enjoyed TSM, so that team died. A painful, horrible death. And then yeah, so I've been a TSM fan basically since I started playing the game. Oh man, Underclopped. This is not good. I mean, Blue. I keep wanting to call it MVP. They're not MVP anymore. Samsung Blue did show that we were beatable. They are a very strong late game team. That's the word that comes out from everyone. They give up these early advantages, but they'll be really strong in the late game team fights. They're one of the best team fighting teams in Korea, along with their sister team, Samsung White. But I feel like if Cloud9 can really pick up an early game advantage, which I think they can definitely do. They're definitely have the strategy and the mechanics to really pull it off. I think they could pull an upset. I think it's possible. It's not likely, as Samsung Blue, you saw what one loss did to them in group stage. You saw Def, like people saw Def crying on stage. I don't think they want to lose another game. I think they're going to be determined to win this, but Cloud9 will pick up a game. That's my opinion. I don't know what you guys in chat think. But I think C9 will at least pick up a game. Could pick up easily too, but I think Blue will win this in 3-1 or 3-2. And it will be a close and exciting series. That's my prediction. Regardless if it's 3-1 or 3-2, all games will be close. Just because of the way that Blue play, they usually play for the late game. So Cloud9 will be able to pick up these early advantages. Blue aren't usually apt to pick up the advantages as strong. Almost up to 20 minutes on the 20 minutes on the pause. So they got the Shadow Isle Shades at 5 minutes from right now, which hopefully they're on pause 3 minutes in the future. That would be awesome. If it gets to 15, they are gonna have to the Shadow Isle Shades or Shurima Scorpions can unpause, or the Shurima Scorpions are allowed to unpause the game as they are starting to use their clock, and that is up to their discretion, though. 15 minutes is how long the Shadow Isle Shades have, but if the Shurima Scorpions choose to keep the pause going, they're using their pause for the game if they want to. I don't mind, but that would be at the discretion of the Shurima Scorpions as a team. And Unverclopped is reconnecting. Hopefully he can stay in the game. We'll see if his internet is cooperating. Unfortunately, long pause. Yeah, according to Geico, at this point, you guys could save 50% or more on your car insurance. At this point, you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me ramble about Worlds. I want to see in chat if we're still going right now. Who everyone thinks is going to win. Show it. Just type it in chat right now. Who you think who's going to win Worlds? My vote is likely for White. As long as they don't play cocky. Oh, we're out of the pause. Thank goodness. Pause is done. Won't get to see this response about who everyone thinks is going to win Worlds, but we're back into an SGL action. Unverclopped internet finally cooperating. We're back in the game. D-Slice immediately goes aggressive onto play. Gonna get the stun up. No Black Shield available. Wytry gonna block all the damage from Zmeeb going on to D-Slice. Unverclopped still taking a lot of harass in that top lane. Plague and Zmeeb trying to manage this lane. They can get this Tristana, but Doublelift has said 20 CS down. If she gets out of the lane 20 CS down, that's a victory for the Tristana lane. And I could agree with that, as Tristana just needs to get out of laning phase without dying and get decent farm. Aurelia, though, having problems with this Rise. Down, hasn't even hit double-digit CS yet. Rise already at 24. Not looking good for Aurelia. She's through all her flash charges and is only at half health. It's not like she's likely gonna have to recall shortly, or risk Kha'Zix's dive coming so early on. It's not without reason that Kha'Zix could dive her. D-Slice going really low in the bottom lane, though. This is what I was talking about. If Play can really step up the aggression with those bindings and really come to D-Slice, they could turn this really defensive lane into a really strong offensive lane. Just a matter of how well Play can play this lane. He's moving up for a binding, gonna force D-Slice down into the Tribush area. Lone Scout's coming around the corner. They're looking for Plague. He's taking a lot of damage, though. Not going to be able to get a gank off. D-Slice is just too low to be aggressive. And this is going to allow Tristana to just free farm. As long as D-Slice chooses to stay, drinks the health potion. No, he's going to have to recall. He goes back to base, picks up a pickaxe. And Tristana likely going to just be able to farm up and get a BF sword very close to it. Only 250 away. The next wave should get Zmeeb to that BF sword. And that could give Tristana a really strong lead in this lane. Maybe even really start to turn it. Thrash Spear Eye opening up a big lead onto VVV Underclopped. VVV Plague in the bottom lane. Now D-Slice is by himself, though. Zmeeb and Plague are going to get damage onto this turret. Zmeeb is just slightly short of the BF sword, 50 gold short. So likely to pick up this wave back, get that BF sword, maybe some health potion, maybe a ward. Head back down to lane. Has a 10 CS lead on the D-Slice. D-Slice taking another binding and a puddle. Already getting chunked out. Look, is Zmeeb gonna recall? Doesn't look like he's going to. He's gonna stick around. Fancies his chances with D-Sliced with that pickaxe. Thrash Spear Eye gonna try to recall. He doesn't have any mana, so this could give Underclopped some time to really get a chance to farm back up and really be able to go back and get a substantial item purchase. Zmeeb getting aggressed on in this bottom lane. Doesn't get autoed by why try, and he doesn't get stunned up. Plague gets stunned up though, and now Zmeeb is in trouble. The winner's bite was on him, only one auto away. Plague is in trouble, but Damask is also in trouble. He's trying to turn this on, going Ash to mouth. The death mark is not going to be enough to take down Damask. Plague and Zmeeb really need a recall now. They might have missed their chance. And Plague goes down to the culling, beautiful culling there from D-Slice, picks up the first blood. I feel like the Shadow Isle Shades bot lane should not have even been there. They probably should have recalled and got items. Zmeeb is sitting on over 600 gold at this point. He needs to recall and get that BF sword and really be able to fight back in this lane. D-Slice with that pickaxe, able to stretch his advantage. Now picks up a first blood gold. That's not looking good for Tristana if he can farm up for a BF sword quickly before Zmeeb can really make an impact in this lane. This can be really scary. Yeah, D-Slice already only 450 gold away from that BF sword. Thanks to that first blood gold. A couple waves from now, he'll have that BF sword money. And Zmeeb's still not recalling, still only on that pickaxe. Maybe trying to farm up for a BF sword and a pickaxe. But now Thrash Spear Eye getting ulted by Fishman, going really low. Underclopped almost getting it turned on. The flash from Thrash Spear Eye gets stunned by Underclopped and gets completely stuffed. Gonna go down to Underclopped, but the Shurima Scorpion's gonna answer with that top gank from Amumu with a dragon. Immediately, gonna try to kill for a dragon. Shurima Scorpions now with a 1.2k gold lead. And a lot of that gold's in the mid lane. 10 CS up is Damasta, or 8 CS. Not too much. And also 20 CS up in the top lane, so Thrash Spear Eye really showing aggression. Already has the Catalyst and the tier. Likely won't back until he has money for Rod of Ages again. Underclopped has the Phage, so a little extra HP, able to take some more shots from Thrash Spear Eye before going down, but picks up 3 health potions on top of the flask recharge when he recalls. As well as boots. Maybe to try to stick to Thrash Spear Eye a little harder on that rise. On that Aurelia, trying to really get onto rise and really try to aggress in that lane. We'll have to see what she can do though. She's quite behind CS and on items. We'll see if Thrash Spear Eye gives her the chance to breathe. Zmeeb finally gonna recall 87 CS. Likely going to be able to pick up a BF sword. Will he be able to pick up the pickaxe as well? We'll see. Yes, he does have the money for both. So big power spike, but unfortunately, there's never had that advantage in lane that he could have had if he had recalled. D-Slice now has the same items and boots on top of it. Going Ash to mouth, gets charmed, goes in on to Ari to almost save his life, and jukes out Damasta. Fishman getting aggressed on by Lone Scout. And now there's a culling. VVV Plague trying to run for his life, gets out of the culling range. Underclopped is also really low in the top lane, getting really harassed out by this Rise. And going really low. All of the health potions Aurelia purchased are now gone. Only has flash charges left. Gonna have to chuck through those after the potions are done running, but will it be enough? D-Slice taking a lot of damage. Here comes Lone Scout with the dive. Slows him with the evolved spikes. Lone Scout going really low. Has to jump out of there. Gonna live. Will the minions take him down? No, they won't. He's gonna heal with another spike shot. And then walk out of there. A kill over to Thrash Spear Eye. Really gonna extend his lead in this top lane. It's gonna be really hard for Aurelia to really live in this lane. Or exist in this lane. Going Ash to mouth, tries to come up for maybe a kill on the Lone Scout, but not able to. Smeeb trying to get aggressive onto D-Slice, jumps over the shield. Not going to be enough though. D-Slice likely forced back to base. Doesn't have money for anything, but can pick up the Cloak of Agility. Get some critical strike if he chooses to recall. I believe he did. Yes, he did. Actually, doesn't purchase anything. So, doesn't pick up the Cloak of Agility. The bottom turret's gonna go down to Zmeeb and Plague. Fishman gonna take the blue buff. Zed not necessarily needing blue. Pink War gonna get spotted out by Plague. Gonna clear that one out. Maybe Y and try and D-Slice might have something to say about this. The black shield goes down. Gonna get rid of it. The spell immunity. Will she get stunned up? Answer is no. D-Slice not able to get in range. Going Ash to the mouth. Goes in onto the Master once again. Will he be able to take him down? The death mark is enough this time. And going Ash to mouth does get the aggression. Oh, the spikes still go out. And Lone Scout picks up the kill on to going Ash to mouth. Plague, though, is coming up for the roam. The binding goes down. Plague will pick up the kill. Binding's dealing a lot of damage at this point. And the retribution kill. 2 for 1 exchange there for the Shadow Isle Shades. We got a ball game. Game's still pretty even. Bottom turret does fall. It's the hands of Braum and Lucian. Underclopped still having a horrendous time in this top lane. His turret's almost gone. He's out of health. Has the flash charges, but will it be enough to really keep him alive in this top lane? Thrash Spear Eye has the components for his Rod of Ages. Likely to be able to get it on his next back. Right about the time where you'd expect a Rise to be able to get it. And now, is he going to go for the dive? He's going to flash the bandage toss. Can he get another spell off? The Q is enough to pick up the kill. Now he's got to run away from Fishman's Amumu. Binds him in place. Trying to kite around. The stun from the bandage toss lands. The tears are going to be enough to pick up the kill. Thrash Spear Eye going to go down. Picks up a kill in a turret, though, for his troubles. Lone Scout running up the top lane. Likely not going to find a Mumu in time. Maybe get some counter jungling done beforehand. Before you backs out. No, he's not. Going Ash to mouth. Going it onto Demaster. The charm will push him away. But Demaster's starting to go low. Oh, the Braum ulti not going to land. D-Slice going to get binded and pushed off. Zmeeb. Going to get out safely. Plague with the really clutch blinding there. Completed Infinity Edge now for Lucian. Tristana going to go back and complete that. Actually has a CS lead, so really good work from this bottom lane. I was worried about what they could be able to do. Oh, Zmeeb comes back in. Gonna knock back D-Slice. The flash from D-Slice goes in aggressively. The death mark's not enough, but Lone Scout will pick up the kill. D-Slice now pins between the turret and Plague. Gonna pick up the kill. The teleport down from Underclopped. Gonna try to go in onto D-Slice. D-Slice gonna run through the turret. Gonna go down to Underclopped. Why try? Gonna get ulted. by Fishman. He is going to go down. Lone Scout not able to pick up the kill. In a 2-for-2 exchange across the map. This game is this is a very even game going on here, guys. This is gonna be a good one. I can feel it. Dash Spirit already pressuring the top turret. Rise has his Rod of Ages completed. Now it's all about stacking up this tier. This tier is already about quarter full, already third full, and Rod of Ages got its first stack. It's gonna start stacking up. Only about 25 minutes into the game. He will have his fully stacked Rod of Age. He'll be extremely strong at that point. A Charm lands on the going Ash to Mouth. Takes a lot of damage on the Zed. One Charm just absolutely chunks him to less than half. If Ari had DFG, that likely would have been a dead Zed. Luckily for him, no DFG available as it is on cooldown. D-Slice gonna roam up with YHI to this mid lane. Gonna try to pick up this turret. Turret will fall immediately. Dragon is now up. Will that be what the Shurima Scorpions go for? It likely looks like what they're going for. The Master and Wyatry gonna clear at a pink ward they spotted on their way to Dragon. Let's go. Gonna jump over the pit, and they're gonna start it sweeping out. They're spotted up by Play Against Me and a ward. Wyatry not able to get to that ward, but the Dragon falls far too quickly before the Shadow Shades can react. And in goes the Shurima Scorpions. They have a good lead. But they haven't been able to, other than the turrets they've been able to get, which is a very strong objective gain, they haven't been able to pick up a kill advantage. So that's probably a good sign for the Shadow Isle Shades that they still have a chance in the game. And here comes the Ari with the DFG. The Zed dodges it with the Death Mark, not going to go down. Amumu flashes for the ultimate. Gonna try to tank up the Master. Gonna have to flash over the wall. The stun over the wall. Blind picks up the kill. Fishman. Oh my goodness. Thrash Spearai picks up the kill. On to Underclopped. Really strong. He's almost got double the CS of Underclopped. This is not looking good for the Shadow Shades. If they cannot get farmed for Riley and she cannot get tanky, it's gonna be not gonna be a really beefy lineup for the Stream of Scorpions to really pummel through. And she's still 70 gold short of that Churny Force. Not able to finish that up. Would have a nice power spike, but at 19 minutes in the game, you really on Aurelia, you really want to at this point really want to see more than just a Trinity Force. You want to see maybe a Giant Spell, a Warden's Mail, maybe some magic resist, but none of that. Still finally picks up the Trinity Force, able to get the last bits of gold while in base. But this Aurelia is very far behind. But 19-minute Trinity Force, a little slow. Yeah, when the enemy team's jungler, who's been running around the map, ganking, warding, and not so much farming, has more fun than your top laner. This is not good. And we're into another pause. We'll see what this is, if we can confirm what team. Paused. Oh, never mind. Some guys talking about the Rise Aurelia matchup. I figured Aurelia would have the lane once she got past the early game, but unfortunately was not able to really manage the lane properly and could not get through the laning phase early. And Rise just got so far ahead that Aurelia couldn't even compete. Couldn't even get aggressive. Lone Scout gonna jump in. The spell immunity from the Black Shield will keep her safe. Another pause. Medic, I know you do play a bit of Aurelia, so happy to see your insight in the chat. I would agree that it's probably... I think every top lane matchup has to do with skill. Pretty much every lane matchup if someone's gonna play the lane matchup better, then they're gonna win. Unverklopt, maybe not as experienced in this lane matchup against Ryze. A lot of top laners don't really get the time to practice against it. And just not able to really survive. I feel like that ward was a big blunder on Aurelia's part. If that had been a couple more health potions, that could have likely given her a little more freedom to farm. But unfortunately, the ward took the place of 2 health potions. 300 health is a lot when it comes to early laning phase, as you don't have much health to begin with. So 300 health is pretty much your entire health bar early on. So, or half of your health bar if you're a top laner. So that's a lot of health to be missing in a lane. Ryze had 3 health potions to effectively 3.5 of the Aurelia's, as flash charges are a little bit weaker, so they're equivalent of like 2.5 health potions. But unfortunately, this Aurelia is really behind, and it's really going to be up to the Shadow Isle Shades to really get her back in this game. They're going to need that second tank if they're going to have these fights go right for them. I'm not sure who paused the game this time. If it was the Shadow Isle Shades again, they're going to have to... It's up to the Shurima Scorpion if the game is unpaused in 1 minute. We'll have to see what happens. Trying to... Oh, he didn't back correctly. Interesting. Oh, and we're back into the game. D-Slice eats the binding immediately. I think the binding was already coming out before the pause happened, though. So not much time to react to that. Play another binding lands with a Wyatt try. Gonna throw the puddle down. Charm misses. That could have spelled doom if that had hit Plague. Whiffed bandage toss from Fishman means no initiation to come through quite yet. Thrushberry, oh my goodness, the absolute takes Underclop to less than half in just one standard Ryze spell rotation. QWQ and just chunked. I believe actually there was an E in there, so QWE and another Q. Another turret goes down for the Shurima Scorpions. Looking like they're in a dominating position right now with the Aurelia so far behind. It's almost like they're playing a 4v5 at this point. Ryze just able to free push that lane. Picks up a huge CS, like double the CS. Going Ash to the mouth, going in onto D-Slice. D-Slice dashes away, dodges the Q, still goes down to the death mark. The Shadow Shade's really trying to turn this team fight. Demaster dashing around, trying to deal as much damage as possible. The disengage ultimate from Wyatt try. Will it be enough? Fishman gets another stun of Demaster. Fishman picks up the kill. Now Lone Scout and Wyatt try running for their lives. The binding misses Lone Scout as he flushes over the wall. Wyatt try likely to fall here. He's running for his life. Sliver of HP. Fishman not in range for the Amumu E. The tears, will it be enough? Yes, Fishman is unstoppable. 5-0-2, having a great game so far. But in the top lane, Aurelia was forced back, and another turret falls in favor of the Shurima Scorpions. A little less than a 4,000 gold lead, though, means that the Shadow Isle Shades are still in this game. Moo picks up double amplifying totem. Interesting to see what that might turn into. We'll have to see. I'm not likely. Maybe could be Azanya's. We'll have to see. Likely Azanya's, I'd say. Finds that his straights have been counter jungled. Gonna have to clear those out. Looking at builds here, Ari gonna look for that Zanya's Hourglass next. And Zed gonna pick up, has already picked up a Last Whisper to pen through the armor, as well as a Brutalizer. Has a dagger now, likely going into the Blade of the Ruin King for extra burst potential. Will going Ash to mouth on that Zed. Tristana, Zmi Likely picking up Berserker Reeves next. Unlikely he'll build a Phantom Dancer, but likely to finish his Berserker Reeves first, then move on to a Static Shiv. D-Sliced already has the makings of his Static Shiv, just a few, about 1,000 gold short. Charm does not land onto anyone of the Shadow Shades. Well, I tried taking a lot of damage though from Tristana. Tristana is quite large right now. Play getting absolutely obliterated by Damasta. One false move, not able to get the Black Shield off in time, and Damasta just absolutely destroys him. Damasta trying to look for a charm over the wall. Not going to land. Now they're going to pressure this turret. Aurelia burning the ultimate to clear the wave. They're not going to have access to it again. That is pretty much the only wave clear that they have, and they're just going to take up this turret. Oh, Fishman gets a 3-man ulti. D-Slice gets popped, but Zmeeb goes down. Thresh Puri is gigantic with the AoE. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a gone turret. A two for one, which seemed like devastating ultimate from Amumu. Fishman goes back in. Why try going low? VV Plague will likely finish him off with the ultimate, but Ari takes him down. Damasta does. And gonna pick off going Ashmal. A double kill for Ari. A ace for the Shurima Scorpions. And Rise will teleport top to pick up the farm that was pushing into his turret. He's gonna pick that up. He already has an Archangel Staff. It's almost stacked up fully. He's gonna just spam out his abilities to fill that up. Rise looking really strong right now with a nearly full rod and a nearly full Archangel Staff. Dealing a lot of damage as you saw in that last fight. With that ultimate in an AoE, just completely devastating. And turned that fight in the direction of the Shurima Scorpions. Slice picking up some farm in the mid lane. Is behind in farm to Meeb's Tristana. Interesting choice. Meeb chooses to pick up the home guard boots already. Delaying his damage a little bit. Why try? Gonna get caught by a bandage toss. What? The calling maybe trying to push away the Shadow Isle Shades. Why try? Gonna find a ward in the bush. Gonna clear that out with his sweeper. 5 members of the Shurima Scorpions are in this mid lane. They're likely looking to go onto this dragon that has spawned. This would be their third of the game if I remember correctly. They're doing it really quickly. It's going down. That's a third dragon of the game for the Shurima Scorpions. Fishman might be getting caught out. Will he go down? The ultimate gets burned, hits 3 members. The Slice getting jumped on. Fishman going extremely low though. The Master doing a good job of zoning off the rest of the Shadow Isle Shades. Going back in, trying to kill Zmeeb. Does not able to, and Zmeeb lives with just a sliver of HP. And able to kill the Master in turn. And slow health bars of the Shurima Scorpions. Licking their wounds after taking that tower. Or taking that dragon, sorry. Got collapsed in on. If the Shadow Isle Shades can pick up some turrets, they can get back in this game pretty easily. They have the laking power of Tristana. Aurelia is starting to get some magic resist. Why try gets caught walking around where he shouldn't have been. Going Ash the Mouth says, "No, sir. Do not come into my jungle." Not sure what Why Try was thinking. Just kind of wandered into the jungle of the Shadow Isle Shades and paid for it with low health as well. A little bit of a lull in the action. Fishman going to pick up the red buff for himself. The Master picks up the blue buff for the Shurima Scorpions. Master gonna recall pickups, picks up a Blasting Wand. Likely going into Death Cap next. Lone Scout jumps on the play, gets Dark Binding. Play will just walk away likely. Gonna jump in, but there's Fishman. Fishman gonna do a bandage toss on the Lone Scout. Lone Scout gonna have to burn the ultimate. Kind of risky without vision in the Shadow Isle Shades jungle. Didn't know what could have been around the corner there. There wasn't a Mumu and an oncoming rest of two oncoming members of the rest of the Shadow Isle Shades were in pursuit. I can't speak right now, guys. Could have spelled Doom for Lone Scout. Got out of there, though, just in time. We're about 30 minutes in this game. Baron is starting to become a real point of contention for both teams. They do need to get some kills first, or maybe a downed inhibitor before they can even think about taking a Baron. But it's definitely something that's in play now as we are reaching into this mid-game. Both teams will be able to take it down pretty substantially quick. With either a Tristana hammering away on it from the Shadow Isle Shades or Kha'Zix with the isolation damage on his Q. Really fast Baron taker. Now Calling's gonna go out. Doesn't hit too much. Only about 1 or 2 shots land on the Plague. So kind of a wasted ultimate there from the Shurima Scorpion. They're trying to see just mid lane. But not everyone's on the same page. Thrash Spear Eye is recalling. I'm not sure if they can keep this push up without their most fed member. He picked up he has Frozen Heart now, so he's a really huge rise. Like, that rise is scary. He is Arya's late game at 30 minutes. He's at his late game phase at 30 minutes. He's not quite an unstoppable force, but they don't have any magic damage that can really stop Rise. Rise with that Frozen Heart is could be really hard to kill. Wouldn't be surprised if Rise, instead of going for maybe even magic resist, maybe even picks up like a Warmogs or something, just to get really hard to kill. The Master tries to jump on Underclop, can't land the charm though. Going Ash Smelt jumps in on him. The Zhonya's goes through, takes almost no damage from that Death Mark. Fishman gets a 2-man ultimate. Why? Try is bound to fall. D-Slice gonna pick up Smeeb and Plague. Double kill for D-Slice. D-Slice helps pick up another kill for Thrash Spear Eye. The Master gonna pick up a kill on the Fishman, but Lone Scout falls in turn, and a Calling goes through. Will it be enough? D-Slice gonna dash in. A triple kill for that fight for D-Slice. An ace for the Shadow Isle Shades. Oh, sorry, for the Shurima Scorpions. And they are likely to pick up an inhibitor turret. Thrash Spear Eye gonna pop the Seraph's Embrace. The Frozen Heart keeping him also extremely tanky. He's healing through the ultimate of his Spell Vamp. Has a Void Staff now. Oh my goodness, he picked up a full Void Staff on his recall. As well, oh my goodness. This Rise is absolutely huge right now, guys. And they're trying to pick up this inhibitor. This might be a little greedy. They might... Thrash Spear Eye actually taking a lot of damage from Smeeb, but oh my goodness, blows up Smeeb. And they pick up the inhibitor and back out. Smeeb. I don't know if he just didn't expect Rise to hurt that hard, or I'm not sure what, but he absolutely destroyed him. That was a display of power right there, if I've ever seen one. This Rise is a single target damage machine. And he's just healing for so much when he pops his ultimate as well. This is not looking good for the Shadow Isle Shades. Now a 12,000 gold lead. They're still keeping up in kills for the most part, but objectives have been lost completely. Underclop gonna go down to Thrash Spear Eye. A legendary Rise. 10-2 and 3. The play going really low. One more auto from Dead. Why? Try picks up the kill. Zed going on the Thrash Spear Eye. Gets absolutely blown up by Ahri and Rise. But Rise does fall. That's the most fed member down. But here comes D-Slice, the second most fed member. He goes in on the Fishman. Calling from point blank range, picks up the double kill. And this is likely the second inhibitor. They could actually probably end the game if they so chose on this push. Just turned what seemed like a close game into an absolute steamroll as Rise got an absolutely free lane and took over this game. Picked up a Spirit Visage, not quite a Warmogs, not as quite stylish as a Warmogs, but Spirit Visage will give him more cooldown reduction if he doesn't fully capped quite yet. You know, a lot of Rises tend to go high in the utility tree and pretty deep in the utility tree to get the extra cooldown reduction, as well as the 10% from Rune, from Masteries, from the offensive tree to pick up 10. 10 from your Q, 20 from Frozen Art, and you've got 40% CDR with just one item. But Spiritfish does help with the Spell Vamp, gives him some well-needed MR against the Mumu. And there's the Baron for the Shurima Scorpions. And they are poised to just end the game on the next push. Lone Scout evolving the ultimate. So he's got his spikes, his leap, and his ultimate evolved. Interesting. Usually you see the Kazakhs evolve their Q last, but he's choosing to go for the extra charge of his ultimate. At this point, I don't think it even matters at this point. As on the next push that the Shurima Scorpions have, this will likely end the game. Almost completely zoned, or completely prevented the Shadow Shades from picking up any global objectives. Only one turret where the Shadow Shades able to pick up for global objectives. All the dragons, all the barons, and almost all the turrets went in the way of the Shurima Scorpions. With a 16,000 gold lead, they're picking up their 4th dragon of the game. Not sure if this is necessary at this point. Maybe padding their team stats a little bit, but picking up some extra gold on their way to a victory, likely. It'd be hard for me to find a scenario where the Shadow Shades can come back from this. Makriel Scimitar now completed onto oh my goodness, I can't speak anymore, guys. Onto Lucian means Zed really can't assassinate him, but I don't think Zed really can afford to focus him. A calling goes on to Fishman. Fishman trying to look for an engage, only gets a one-man ulti, goes down instantly. Ari, this is just the end of the fight. The Shurima Scorpions are gonna clean ace the Shurima Scorpions and gonna pick up the victory. They're gonna get all the turrets. They're gonna nearly 100% this game and call it with a 35-minute beating of the Shadow Shades. I'm not sure what this moves them to as far as record, but a well-played victory by the Shurima Scorpions.